This is going to sound really strange, but it's something that I suspect happens a lot. And it's when a target needs protection from an abuser. And so the target will actually go to another abuser and ask for protection. And sometimes the target doesn't even ask for the protection, but abuser number 2 will show up and protect the target for whatever reason. Maybe because it's giving them narcissistic supply, maybe it's because now they will feel as though the target owes them a big favor. It doesn't matter. What matters is that targets need protection from abusers every once in a while. If a target has been beaten down so much that the target does not have the emotional energy to protect himself or herself, then what does the target do? Well, the target often will take cover underneath another abuser. I have experienced this. It's very bizarre. When it was going on with me, I had no idea what was happening. What happened is there was a sociopath and there was a covert narcissist. And what happened is I thought that the covert narcissist was the scary person. And so I went to the sociopath. Of course, at the time, I had no idea this person was a sociopath. I went to the sociopath and I was like, oh my gosh, I need some help dealing with this covert narc. And what happened is the sociopath actually took this opportunity to attack me. And when that happened, I was in complete shock. I didn't know what was going on. Well, the covert narc, who I was originally afraid of, actually protected me from the sociopath. Again, at the time, I had no idea what was happening. I was clueless. But I am happy that that happened. It worked out really well for me. So the sociopath started to attack. The covert narc saw what was happening, came in and protected me and stood up to the sociopath. And the sociopath, the minute the covert narc came into the picture, the sociopath backed off. Looking back at this experience, I suspect that this happens all the time with targets, and targets just don't know that it's happening. So it's making me think that if I were in another situation like that, with the knowledge that I have now, I absolutely would have no problem going to another highly toxic person to ask for protection. Why not? It's certainly better than having a bigger, badder, toxic person coming after you. Because if you have ever dealt with a sociopath, wow, it is hardcore. So any sort of cover or protection that the target can get, hey, I'm down with that. Because what really matters is the target's safety. And sometimes hiring a lawyer or going to the police is not working out. Hopefully, I will never have to deal with anything like that again. But if I did, I would absolutely consider asking toxic person number 2 to help me get rid of toxic person number 1. And what I'm talking about is that when you have someone who is overtly dangerous saying, I'm coming after you, and then you know of another toxic person who is not dangerous. It's an emotional manipulator. It's someone who is not physically violent, but an emotional abuser. Sometimes that person who you know isn't going to physically harm you, you could go to them and say, hey, will you get this violent, scary person to back off? I think that this is probably going to alarm a lot of people to hear me say that, because I'm guessing a lot of people, their reaction will be, that's a terrible idea. I don't recommend that. But you know what? It happens all the time. It happened to me and it worked out. Every situation is unique. We have to do whatever we can to keep ourselves safe. And sometimes that might mean taking cover with one nasty, toxic person to protect yourself from an even nastier toxic person. That's it. As always, stay strong and get toxic people out of your life.